What is up, my friends, and welcome back to gunnersden.com YouTube channel. This time around, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about one of my favorite concealed carry holsters. This is the holster I use when I am either working out, which doesn't happen very often if you know what I look like, or when I'm using my sweatpants and just carrying around the house or something like that. This is what is known as the JM4 Tactical Quick Click and Carry. This holster is essentially a leather holster that is two different layers of Herman oak grade A leather that are stitched together, and it uses rare earth magnets. These are, I believe, neodymium magnets, and this is the where the holster gets its retention from, as well as what attaches the holster to your pants without the need for a belt. So as you'll see here, the magnets are very strong, and I can even put my hand here and I can turn it upside down with my fingers in between the two magnets, and you can see that it's pretty strong. So you can see this holster here, it has started to form a little bit to the gun that I keep in it, which is my FNS 9C. I will show you here that the gun is clear, it's empty, there's no magazine in the well. This is a completely safe firearm. And as you'll see here, it fits in there nice and snug, rather perfectly. And after wearing this holster for so long and sweating, it has started to almost kind of wet form to the gun itself, which is what gives it that specific shape for this specific gun. Now, a moment ago, I said that this holster gets its retention from the magnets themselves. So if I were to flip this gun open or upside down and grab onto it here, you'll see that the gun does not fall out. That is because of the retention from the magnets. The magnets are attracted, obviously, to metal, and this FNS 9C has a metal slide. Obviously, it's a polymer frame, but the barrel is also obviously made out of metal, and so it sticks rather well to the magnets on the inside. Even as far out as that, it will still have some retention. But obviously you wouldn't carry it like that. You would put it all the way in, and it does just fine. Now, I will say that this is the high ride model, and the only difference between the high ride model and the original quick click and carry holster is the placement of the magnets. On the quick click and carry model, the magnets are down further, so retention is actually a little better on the original model, just because the magnets on the original model are up higher and it comes into contact with more metal. So that really about does it for this holster. The workmanship on this thing, the quality is fantastic, and as you'll see here, try to show you some of the goodies about this holster. It's just, you can tell that they put a lot of man hours and just a lot of hard work into making all of their holsters. And obviously, because it's made out of leather, it passes the safety tests, right? So you can't get past the holster to get to the trigger, to press the trigger. So it really reduces the possibility of a negligent discharge of a firearm. So overall, when it comes to either somebody who wants to work out or somebody who wants to just be comfortable around the house, this is an excellent option, and it works really well. The price point on each one of these holsters will vary depending on the specific model you get, as well as the color that you get. So these range in color from this tan color here to black. There are some that are a teal color, some that are more feminine, and the price that you pay will vary depending on the color you get, as well as the model that you're going to get as well. So if you haven't had the chance to check out a JM4 tactical holster, I strongly recommend it because the craftsmanship is there. It's a safe holster. It offers retention, and you can wear it wearing yoga pants or sweatpants or gym shorts or whatever it is you want, in addition to wearing a pair of jeans with a belt or dress pants with a belt. You can wear it with just about anything that goes around your waist, and it really works well. I'm going to give you a close-up here one last time before we go to the actual demonstration of me drawing from the holster. Show you the flap itself. This is a rough flap. There's with only one layer of leather, and obviously inside this little pouch here and inside this little pouch here are the magnets. So let's head over to the area where I'll show you how to draw. All right, guys, now we're going to move on to the actual drawing portion of this holster review. Just put this over here really quick and just show you what's going on. So I have my shirt tucked in, so you're not grossed out by all of this and you don't see any part of me that you're going to regret seeing. I also have my jogging pants on with the drawstring tied in the front here. This gives me the nice snug effect of kind of like having a belt on. And then what I'm going to do, gun is still clear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the gun in the holster, pull up the flap, and then put the holster in my pants, and then close the flap till you get that nice little clicky there. And now what this does essentially is, because I have the drawstring tied, I'm not wearing a belt, but I have the drawstring tied and I do have the gun around sitting in the holster, and it's attached to my pants. That allows me to exercise or jump up and down like I'm doing just here on camera to try to show you that the gun doesn't really move. The gun doesn't really move. And that allows me to really, if I wanted to, get that draw if I need to defend myself with the gun. Now, I wanted to point out really quick, because this is kind of a pain, this is the one downside about this holster, is that in order to reholster after drawing, you have to take the holster back out again and put it in order to get it back in. So as you can imagine, this gets a little old if you're doing some dry fire practice, if you're doing some drawing and presenting to target practice. That gets a little bit old, but it is a necessity, and it really isn't that big of a deal unless you're like me and you have a bad shoulder, in which case you just basically work through anything that you're doing anyway. So again, once again, you know, you have to keep pulling the holster out when you want to reholster. So that about does it this time around, my friends, for this holster review, the JM4 Tactical Quick Click and Carry High Ride. Again, this is one of my favorite holsters for when I am doing any type of lounging around in my house, which is more than likely than me being out and exercising and running. However, if I wanted to go out and do some running, this would be the holster that I would do it in. So again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button if you thought this was interesting, and I'll see you in the next one.